Hello
Hey,
guys! So for today's video, let's answer some very personal questions.
We found some questions that repeatedly keep getting asked, and we have some new viewers. So we're gonna address those questions today, a few of them, and some is kind of personal, but that's what happens when you put yourself out on social media.
Yeah,
So,
people get curious.
they're curious.
Yeah, and so we've answered actually a couple of these questions a couple of times before, but we get some
New viewers.
Yeah, a lot new viewers now that they're just asking. So
You'll want to research 1,000 videos to find the one they're asking about.
yeah, I can't believe we have 1,000
I know.
videos now. How is that possible?
I'll tell you, pumping out a video a day is, doing any kind of social media and doing a video on social media, you always worry about the content. But doing one every day, 7 days a week, content is a big issue, man. But, we're fortunate. We have viewers that are very loyal and very interested in watching our day-to-day activities. So
Yeah.
we really appreciate that.
Yeah, we really appreciate you all, guys. And most of the time, I don't have a hard time of content because it's about what we're doing in our lives every day.
Right.
And of course, sometimes when we just kind of like wanna,
It's kind of boring.
yeah, boring, and all we do is like, oh, this is what we're doing today, not much, and still people are interested to see
as
what
people watch,
yeah, what's our daily life is like. And so
We're trying to make them as interesting as possible, but doing 7 a week is not always easy.
yeah, I know. And Dennis say to me, why don't you just take a break maybe once or twice a week? And I go, yeah, I could do that. But then I feel like my day is incomplete without like making or uploading a video, because I know how it feels before when I used to be in the US, and then I watch some of these expats and that have a channel. Every day I would check for the video, and then if they don't upload for 2 days, and I go, wow, when are they gonna upload again? And I keep checking, and so the same thing that and at that time I had zero desire of being being a vlogger or a YouTuber. And look at now, 4 years later,
You're running home so hard you can't slow down.
yeah. So anyway, we need to get on the questions. So these are the questions, guys, that we're gonna answer one by one. So first question is why we never had kids.
Yeah, that keeps getting asked all the
time.
Every time we get a new viewer, they want to know why we didn't have kids. So we're going to go over it again. We did before, but after my fourth child was born, I got a vasectomy years and years and years ago.
Many years ago.
Yeah, 35 years ago. Something like that. And because I never had any intention of having other kids, any more kids. But, things change in your life, and here we are. And I wish that...
you never had it when you met
I wish
me?
I wish, when we met, I was honest with her and told her I'd had a vasectomy and all that. But I wish I had got it reversed years ago, and now I think I'm too old. It's been too long.
Well, yeah, before we met in person, guys, I known already that Dennis had a vasectomy. At first, I thought, do I want to have kids? But at that time, I felt like, I don't care about having kids, really. And so even after now, I mean, if I would have it, I would love it, and I think I will be a good mother.
Oh, yeah,
That's what
you would be a good mother.
That's what I think. But so I decided that, because when we got together, we could have decided that, okay, let's get a vasectomy reversal. But then I decided not to. We discussed about it, and then he said, "Do you want to?" And I go, "No, I don't want.
Yeah, so at the time, we did, that wasn't one of our priorities. Now that we're settled here, been here 6 years and settled into a routine, it'd be kind of nice to have a little one, but I think it's too late.
Yeah, well, I don't think anything is too late, honey. For men, it's not too late.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe we just have to get the test done, and that's expensive. So.
But the thing that you look at about it, like my cousin is a nurse, said that when you are older, it's more likely it increases your child is going to have a birth defect,
defects, yeah.
and so plus when I think about it, by the time we're gonna have a baby, you're 80 years old. What about our child is 2 years old? Are you gonna chase our child around? And oh my goodness, having a kid and you.
Well, if it's your own kid, you kind of get a little more inspired, even if you're old or tired.
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, that's the answer to that question.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to another questions. There are actually 3 more questions about when is Dennis going to visit the US, why Dennis doesn't always go with me to visit my family, and how often do we fight? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those are
so this we're gonna answer
questions, man.
We're gonna answer this one by one.
One of my sisters just passed, and so you saw that video, and I want to go there, before anything else happens. My kids have left California and gone different directions, and so Modesto, where we lived, was such a mess. I mean, just. You couldn't believe it. It's different
now.
It's different now than when we lived there. Homeless everywhere, and I have a big sympathy for homeless people. I don't blame them at all for being homeless. A lot of them have mental issues or substance abuse issues, and those are all diseases.
Right.
But I have a lot of sympathy for them. But it makes for the quality of living sometimes a little more dangerous. Because just makes everything more difficult. But so I'm trying to let them get settled in where they move to, and start their new lives. And I can't blame them one bit for getting out of Modesto and start their new lives. And so when the timing's right, then I'll visit. But so it's just a matter of timing.
Yeah, it's not that Dennis don't wanna go visit or I'm stopping him from going to visit. It's because of the situation. Because most of Dennis' family lived in California, but now that his kids are not in California, so it will be a little hard for him to this kid in this state and in another state, and plus he has family in California.
And they have new relationships, new jobs. They're trying to work their lives out, and I don't want to. I want to go when they're ready for me to come.
When they're settled.
Yeah, when they're settled. I don't want to make it more difficult for them.
Yeah, so that's the answer. It's not me stopping him, okay? Some viewers will say that.
That's another thing address. Mercy doesn't stop me from doing anything. We have discussions about whatever we're going to do. For instance, buying a motorcycle or whatever, and we discuss it. And I take her opinion into account.
Although
hers is about the only opinion I take into account, though.
although half of the time I kind of I don't know if you should do that, but we always talk it over and
voice of reason, and I'm impulsive at times. So but I mean, if I make up my mind that's what I want to do, I do it. And unless she just absolutely says, no, I don't want you to do that. No. But she's not like that. If I want to do something, she'll go along with it.
No, I just really
if I want to do it bad enough.
On the video, that's why I roll my eyes. So that's why people really think I'm very contrabida.
Well, I appreciate her opinion. That's why I said I'm kind of impulsive sometimes. So it works out. But that's the deal there.
Yeah. Okay, so done with that.
I think so.
Okay, the third question is why Dennis doesn't always go with me to visit my family?
Aha!
Why is that? You answer it.
Yeah, we've been here 6 years, and I've been to visit her family many times. And usually the times I don't go is when it's been raining and the path to her house is very muddy. I'm not steady on my feet as I was before, and or when it's just extremely hot, because there's no air conditioning there, and I don't know how they stand it.
Yeah.
But
and no comfortable chair.
Yeah, and just like typical a lot of Filipino houses, furniture's made out of wood. Wouldn't, you know, and I can't sit in a wooden chair for all day long. You know, so I guess, you know, a little bit selfish on me. I want to be where I'm comfortable, but the older you get, the more you have to take that into account. So yeah, I still go occasionally, you know, when it's not too hot and it's not too muddy and all that. But here the last couple of months, I haven't gone over there much.
Yeah. Well, because it's too hot.
Yeah, because it's been too hot or else it's been raining. But, you know, the timing's right. I go, you know, just sit here like a bump on a log all the time.
Yeah, and it's not that Dennis don't want to go there, or we don't want Dennis to go to where my family don't want to have him. Every time I go to my parents, they also ask, where's Dennis? When is Dennis coming back here? Something they want to have you over, but they understand. They understand.
Yeah, and I enjoy being around her family. Even they do speak a little bit of English, which I just found out recently, but they don't speak much. But
they're shy.
They're shy, and so you know I can speak to them a little bit once in a while, and they're all pretty much understand what I'm trying to say most of the time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Marissa's right there to interpret. But, you know, I enjoy being around her family. They're fun. They're good-natured. You can see that on the videos, man. They get together and have fun.
Yeah.
And I have fun being there, too.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm old stick in the mud. Would rather sit here and, eat my own food and sit under the air conditioner.
Yeah. Well, most of the time he would say, well, if you go visit by yourself, then you don't have to come home right away, because if he goes with me, maybe 2 hours, he gets so tired and we're going home. And like if I go there by myself, I can go there in the morning and then come home later in the day, or sometimes even evening.
And that's what she does when she goes there. They have dinner there. Sun
lunch,
goes down.
Dinner.
Yeah, the sun goes down. They have karaoke. So she stays there later into the night.
Yeah, I can understand, honey, also that why you wanna stay home.
Yeah, let her enjoy her time with her family. I mean, I go when I can, like I said, and weather conditions are right.
And they come here anyway, also to our house. Yeah, it's more easier for them to come here than us going there with Dennis, because he has to walk that long path, and either it's too muddy or too hot.
And I love her family. I know how lucky I got when I got Marissa and got her family with her. I got very lucky, and I know that.
I'm glad, honey, that you feel that way. We are also
true.
lucky to have you in our family.
Well, you're the first person that ever told me that.
Well, now you know. So, anyway, are we done with that particular question now? There's the last one.
I guess we kind of talked that over.
Okay. So now, this is a very personal question here. How often do we fight? Do you want to say something first?
Well, yeah, we don't fight that often. We get along pretty good. That's why we got married, because we get along pretty good. But, there's cases of tempo that arise or misinterpretation of what somebody said. Somebody gets their feelings hurt. We don't get into knockdown dragouts. Well, when we do, we use phone books, so there's no marks left around.
Well, guys,
we don't get into very vicious, mean fights.
No, we don't.
We have
Just little things, guys. Like maybe the TV is too loud for me, and I want some quiet moment, and Dennis can barely hear, and I know
well,
you
I can
guys
hear, but my hearing's not like it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I know there are so many viewers that have told us about, we should wear the headphone or whatever we need to hear. And I go, I wear enough headphone because when I work on my videos, I work headphones. So sometimes I want to take a break. I don't like stuff on my ear. I just want to make it like free. And sometimes I want it like quiet. What are you looking?
Birds having a party on your rearview mirror.
Oh my gosh, they're going to poop in the mirror again. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, yeah, so, we get along pretty good.
Yeah, we get along most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, once in a while when you don't put the dishes right, it's just little thing really.
Little things, yeah. It depends on the mood, and you know,
depends on my mood and his mood. Sometimes he has like 100% patience, and maybe sometimes only 80, sometimes only 50,
Right.
and sometimes maybe only 30%. So that's why,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
pretty
I
good
get
about
so
patience.
sensitive.
I'm pretty good about patience, but sometimes I get a little gruff, you know, and you know what I say, or I speak too loud, or you know,
Yeah, well,
she gets her feelings hurt.
Yeah, usually the problem is like maybe he raised his voice a little bit, just raising his voice, and I get very sensitive, and I feel like, oh, you're raising your voice in me, blah blah blah. I just don't like it.
Well, you know, my previous occupation for 35 years, I had to speak loud, make sure I got everybody's attention.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they think like it looks like you're mad or sound like you're mad because
Yeah,
you're almost like screaming?
Well, that's how they got the message.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not your construction worker.
Well, I know, it's just habit. I am a habit. I do talk loud.
Yeah, I know. That's actually half of the problem is just when he raised his voice and I go, "Well, I'm just talking," and I go, "No, you're not talking. You're yelling at me." So you know, and I'm just glad that you have that many patience in it. And sometimes when you've had enough also of my craziness, when I'm not really in a mood, then of course I can understand your natural reaction of my tamponess or
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So,
we try to be nice to each other, you know, and sometimes it might sound like we're not, but we don't have big arguments, just
No.
little disagreements.
no, we don't punch each other. We
No.
don't like hack each
We don't
other.
get chainsaws out. And,
Yeah. So for me, a couple that fights, like little fights, not like big fights, and that's not very healthy. I'm talking about just little fights. I think it's normal, and I think you need to have that because you can express
you
how
have-
you
how you feel.
feel to each other. And I'm the kind of person, guys, that I don't like holding something that like even just a little
it's
thing.
not healthy.
I have to let him know.
yeah,
I have
it's
to
not
let him
healthy to
know.
hold it in because little things become big hills. You know, little things become big resentments. So you gotta discuss it, but you have to also learn how to listen.
Right.
And and not be defensive all the time, and listen to what the other person's telling you.
Yeah, because a lot of times when I said to myself, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep this," it feels like it just really build up inside you, and
Yeah.
then I really have to let it out before it.
You know, working for a big corporation, they had classes that we had to go to in management, classes that you had to go to all the time. And empathy was one. That's one of the big things I learned. You know, there's the only way to stop an argument and a disagreement is empathize with what the other person is telling you. As soon as they realize that you understand, well, fight's over, man, and then you can talk. But I appreciated those classes they offered us. And
Wow, because your job was not very easy, honey, in
No.
that very high position.
Yeah.
Were you pressured all the time, every day?
Oh man, there was so much stress.
So all that money that you make a month with your job, was it worth it, or what you?
Yeah, it was worth it because I got paid really good, but it was a lot of pressure, man. I enjoyed my work when I was in lower management.
Like when you're doing carpentering?
Well, not even that. When you're the superintendent on the job or something like that.
Yeah.
But then when you get promotions and then you bigger responsibility. Along with that becomes more stress and pressure.
Really?
Oh yeah, and they just dump it on you, man.
So you like more of the physical work than actually using your brain and dealing with people.
Well, no. Everything was a challenge because it's more of a challenge to motivate people to get something done than do it yourself. And so that was a challenge, and I enjoyed that part of it.
So
It's just the pressure every day, and there's always a new crisis. But it kind of, after a while, I got where the pressure and new crisis motivate me. That was my motivation
Yeah.
to accomplish what I was supposed to accomplish and get it done in a good quality workmanship manner. And so yeah, it's just one or the other. But anyway, so I appreciated the classes on different things that they offered us. They were very helpful. How to resolve conflicts, how to motivate somebody to get something done, and yeah.
Well,
So those are all the tricks I use on you.
now I know. All this time. So those people you scream every day?
No, yelling doesn't get you anywhere. It just pisses people off.
Yeah, I
But
know.
you-
That's
but
what
you
it
have
makes
to-
me feel. It makes me upset, and you raise your voice
Well, you have to speak in a firm but fair voice.
Yeah, I want
to
that.
get their attention.
I want that just kind of almost whispering to say, but Dennis don't like that because he cannot hear, blah blah blah, and I don't like.
I would have
people
never got nothing
screaming.
done if I whispered to everybody.
Well, I can understand that, but after many years, I thought you would be able to realize that okay, I'm not in the working environment anymore, and then
Well, I'm trying.
yeah, and plus I don't like screaming fights because I don't like neighbors hearing. Although our neighbors don't live like next to our next to our
We
window,
can
like
hear
a lot of like houses, guys, especially in the cities, the house is next to each other.
Right.
At least ours is
Windows
just
always open.
Oh yeah, I don't like neighbors. Say, oh, are they fighting? I don't like it.
But we
Like
can hear
that.
them fighting all the time.
Well, sometimes there are people that would raise their voice, but we don't know what they're fighting about. They mad of their kids, their whoever, their family. So
Though I gotta say, there's a lot less pressure here in the Philippines than in the U.S. In the U.S., even after I retired, there was a lot of pressure, man. So
yeah, you get pressure
really,
from
really slow
every
pace, slower pace of
direction.
life here. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said always that left and right there's you have to pay this, you have to pay that.
Oh, yeah.
This is due. This is
That was
it's
the
so-
biggest thing that frustrated me about the U.S. is you couldn't do nothing without paying somebody. I just
Yeah.
in exorbitant amounts. If you had to get your car worked on or something, it's ridiculous amount you had to pay.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is. That's why we moved out of the US, and we didn't really think that we would like it here so much that we are still here, and we plan to stay here for good, and we don't really have plan to move back to the US for now, but we love to go visit there, and Dennis will probably go visit there in a few months or so, but
Slower pace of life here, but you have to give up the convenience of some things, put up with other things, power outages once in a while, things like that. But it's a trade-off.
Right.
So it's not for everybody,
no.
but so far it's good for us.
Yeah, good for us, and we feel like it's the best decision we made.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess we done with our chika and we answered all the questions. I hope that now you thought, oh, okay, now I know.
And if you've heard it before and had to hear it again, sorry about that, but appreciate everyone watching.
Thank you very much, guys, for always watching. We have viewers that watch us from the beginning and until now, and thank you so much for not leaving us. Thank you for always being there. We appreciate you all, and to the new viewers, welcome to our channel, and I hope that you enjoy our videos, and I hope you will keep watching.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.